If I asked you how well the economy is doing, you're going to give me a different answer than somebody else. It's always a mixed bag. There's always some different information out there. But when people are using their home or their 401k, their retirement account as an ATM, that is a red flag, a warning signal of a problem. But guess what? That's happening today. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. In today's video, we are going to look at the economy, looking at anecdotal evidence, looking at the documented facts, and I'm going to bring that all to you as quick as I possibly can. Let's bring it right now, starting with this. Consumer prices rose 0.4% in February and 3.2% from a year ago. So we look at these prices, look, they've never stopped. Prices keep going up, and inflation is becoming such a big problem that we're hearing about it everywhere. I ask everybody I can in every walk of life, no matter where they live around the world. Remember, I am somebody that's hearing from people that are live literally all over the world, and I ask them questions as much as possible. I annoy them, okay? And I try to dig this information up and then bring that to you. So you got to understand this. I am an aggregator of data on all levels. Government information, news articles. I get it directly from people. I'm looking at every source I possibly can. I don't necessarily show that in every video, but understand that I'm bringing that to you. These articles are really just a prop so I can give you the information you need to know. And you're seeing that inflation has gone wild everywhere. It's not stopping. And in fact, it will likely be a much bigger problem in the future. And that's why I'll share with you what is going to happen in the future as a result of this. I'll just stick with me, okay? So yes, the core prices, they measure it in different ways. It will remove the quote-unquote volatile food and energy. You notice they say that? Every time they say food and energy, they stick this word in front of it called, they put volatile. It's nonsense, okay? Look, CEO of Hapag-Lloyd, one of the world's top ocean shippers, says the outlook has changed for the global economy. Interesting stuff. As they say, inventories are depleted in many cases, and the ocean carrier has seen a recovery after Chinese New Year. Now, something important to note. I was, as I record this, I had my Sunday business live session, okay? So during these calls, we look at everything in terms of business. One of the things that we did was we were looking at the imports and exports of Nike. And I saw through 2021 into about 2023, Nike had this massive surge of products that they were basically importing into the United States. Okay, and I show people how to do that on the business live sessions. So they had this massive, absolutely massive surge, month after month after month after month, and then it died off. Okay, stating that basically their inventories just piled up like crazy, and then suddenly there was no requirement for that anymore. Too much stuff. As I say all the time, the joke, too many yoga pants. So if Lululemon can't sell all those yoga pants because they ordered 42 million of them, well, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to try to liquidate that. And this happens, and you see businesses like, Marshalls or whatever, they can use those type of companies to kind of liquidate them. Not necessarily Lululemon, but other companies will use them to be able to liquidate. I think TJ Maxx does that. There's all those kinds. So just understand what's happening here, that if this is the sign that now we have finally depleted those inventories, well, then we're going to see those start to happen again. And that will be determined by the imports and the exports. We're going to see that data show up, and we're going to look at the freight. Okay, so freight is going to give us a sign of what's happening with the consumer. So stick with me. You don't necessarily have to join the business live because that's for people who want to build a business and get out of the rat race and everything. But just stick with me on the channel because I'll bring you as much data as I possibly can. Fuel prices are surging with supply risks ahead. Disruptions in the world's major trade routes, refinery closures, and resurgent demand are pushing up global fuel prices and making forecasts difficult with the whole election coming up. This is a big issue. Okay, people are concerned. They obviously should be. And so they're saying, hey, Usually what happens is they're frustrated with one party, they vote the other one, and then they're frustrated with that party and they vote the other one. Well, assuming that elections are real. Yeah. So increases in the two most consumed fuels are outpacing those for crude oil in some of the world's most important markets. And so we see that at this time hurting people, and there's no question about it. And what is the response? Well, here we go. More Americans are treating their 401ks like cash machines. Automatic enrollment has swept more workers into 401k accounts, giving them some savings to draw in on emergencies. Think about that. They have this thing with their work. Their work says, hey, we're automatically going to put some money aside for you. That's fine. People do that. Okay, great. Why do they do that? Sometimes the employer will say, we'll match your contributions. This is something that I would definitely never advise. It's free money. You have to learn how to make money, okay? This is not a good way to make money. Regardless, people are doing that and they're saying, hey, that was extra money I had. I can now pull from that. And I'll show you right here, as they say, showing this chart here, pulling money out. Share of participants taking early 401k withdrawals due to economic hardship. And that's like, they're showing all the way from 2018. It's been essentially rising every year because people need that cash. They wouldn't be taking from that if they didn't need it. Okay. So they're spending money everywhere. And I'm not saying like people could just be terrible with their money. They could be just going on vacations. They could be buying the flat screen TVs, whatever. They could be buying the new Apple goggles or whatever. Like, enjoy. Okay. Have fun with that. Great. But likely they're just dealing with the effects of inflation, right? Nearly 40% of those who took hardship distribution last year did so to avoid foreclosure, compared with 36% in 2026. In 2023, more than 75% of hardship distributions total $5,000 or less. So they're pulling out money, and it's not a big amount. We'll see what happens. Are they just doing it once and then doing it again and doing it again? I don't know all the rules there, but this is a concern, and we'll see as that trend continues, or does that dissipate? Right now, that's not a good sign. They're avoiding foreclosure by pulling money out of their 401k. Of course, you do whatever you have to, but a bad sign of what's happening. And you get this all the time. Look, I see these articles every day. Recession odds are very high as the economy looks poised to see unemployment wave and plunging consumer spending. Yeah. We get this all the time. Somebody's willing to say this. Recession odds are so high. Look, we're already, where are we? Halfway through March? Where's this recession? They keep talking about recession. Where is it? Where is it? Is it now in 2025? Okay. They haven't even needed to cut rates at this point. So where is it? Where's that recession? I want to know. Okay. Laid off techies face sense of impending doom with job cuts at the highest since the dot-com crash. There were way too many to begin with. The companies made such ridiculous, like during 2020, they were like, we're just going to hire everybody. There's nonsense. It's just nonsense. They were hiring way too many people. And so now but the crazy part is the stocks have done so well as they've been firing people. That has made investors very happy because they're reducing cost. Okay. Increasing productivity, they like to say. This was sent to me by a subscriber. Top 5 trending near me searches in the Washington, D.C. area. Look at number 2, pawn shop near me. Isn't that funny? How people are looking for pawn shop. They're selling their stuff. Now, I think, by the way, that if you got stuff laying around, you should be getting rid of that, transfer that into something that you need, or pay down your bad debt, whatever it is. And by the way, one of the solutions that I have is that you've got friends, you've got family that have stuff. They have stuff, and you could make deals with them. Say, look, I'll do everything. I'll put that on eBay. I'll put that on Facebook Marketplace. I will get rid of that for you, and I'll give you 50%. It's just sitting there, or make a percentage, whatever you think. But the point is, you could be selling other people's things that it's collecting dust, and you could be getting that cash and then converting that into either an asset or paying down your debt. Don't make an excuse. about this, okay? You got to work hard. The world is set up for you to fail. You realize this? The whole thing is set up for you to fail. If you live in a Western country, you probably got a lot of social, like some sort of safety net for you, which remember this, a lot of countries don't have that. And so you've got things that you can fall back on. You've got food banks. There are things that you can do. But we've got to put in all the effort that we can. Okay, I teach people how to build businesses, online businesses, and then how we go off online, which is interesting. But you got to do whatever you can. When you've got nothing, you got to make it happen. When you got skills, you got to use those skills. And then just to finish it off, China doubles down on manufacturing, leaving real estate behind. So what they're doing with their economy is they're kind of trying to say, okay, well, clearly we way overbuilt. Let's deal with that. That's a whole different thing. But we need to focus on our manufacturing and export. And so all of that could be happening at the same time. What I talked about at the beginning, which is basically that for a lot of people, they're basically the consumer is there. They're buying those yoga pants and stuff, maybe, and the inventory is depleting. And so we'll see on those imports and those exports if the numbers start making sense when we compare it with China's manufacturing data, China's export data. Okay, so I'll bring that all to you in the coming days, the weeks and the months. Hit that thumbs up button so that you are notified of the videos when they come through. If you want to be a part of the business live or the finance live, where I'm getting information to people that they just can't get anywhere else, okay? This is where you got to be. Link is in the description below. I hope that you'll join me on there. I'm streamlining the process as we go through, as I get feedback from people. I've made it much better. The people who are in the original group, most of them are still there, but like it's been progressively so much better throughout. I've been able to improve, and I've been trying my best to always bring the top-notch information. If you're interested, hit that link in the description. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on the way out. I want to see you back here tomorrow. Make sure you search for the Money GPS. I probably won't end up in your feed. I want to see you tomorrow. Take care.